Dickinson gives advice to millions of Americans every day in her nationally syndicated column, Ask Amy. But now she's written a lovely book about all the women who gave her advice on her way up. It is called The Mighty Queens of Freeville, and it's a story of how Amy adapted to single parenthood, the strong women of her small town family, from her small town and family who helped you along the way. It's wonderful to meet you.
Same here.
Wonderful to meet you.
Same
It
here.
is such a sweet and tender book. And you said you're not a doctor, and
Right.
you said, like, why am I giving advice? That's how you look at it. So how
Right.
did you come to write this book?
Well, a lot of people ask me, you know, Amy, who made you God? Why do you know what to say? And how do you know what to say? And this is the answer. I didn't get here alone. You know, I got here the hard way, right?
Yeah.
And when my own life fell apart, I moved back home the way people do, cried my eyes out, and the women in my world just picked me up and got me to push up my sleeves and get going.
After the legendary advice columnist's death in 2002, I emailed the editor of the Chicago Tribune, who was a friend of mine, and I said, hey, now there's a job I could do. Ha, ha, ha. You know how when you're writing an email and it's a joke, you write ha, ha, ha across the page? Well, it was a joke. It was a joke that got entirely out of hand, rose up and swallowed my life. About a month after Ann Lander's death, the Tribune asked me to try out for the job. They told me they were looking seriously at about 10 people. We each got 5 sample questions. I was told I had a week to answer these questions. It was summer, and Emily and I were in our little house in Freeville. When I composed the answers to the questions, I made an important editorial decision. I answered my 5 questions with a kind of confidence that can only be faked. When I sent my answers back to the editor that afternoon, he said, no, I don't even want to look at these. Please, you get a week, so take it. Everybody gets a week. Take your week. And you know, I thought about it. I knew I could take those questions down the street to my mother's house, sit on her porch, and go over my answers with my own little posse of life advisors, all the opinionated and passionate women in my family. And I said to him, no, you know what? I don't want a week. This is how I would do this column. If you want me to do it, then this is how I would do it.
Do you ever worry about the potential impact that your advice might have on folks?
Not until this second, so thanks a lot. No, actually, I think about that every day when I answer these letters because that's what it's all about. I mean, you really have an opportunity to influence people. And are you asking whether I feel like I've ever given, like, bad advice?
No,
or
I just was curious. Do you say to yourself, boy, this letter in particular is giving me a little problem. I'm not sure how to answer this. Yeah. So here's my answer, and hope it goes well.
Right. Yeah, like, good luck with that, right? Well, I do consult experts. I was a reporter. I was a reporter for many years. But sometimes I don't agree. So I'll quote the expert, and then I'll say, you know what? I don't agree. Yeah.
My aunts, cousins, sisters, and I have a weekly tradition of meeting at a local diner, appropriately named the Queen Diner, on Wednesdays for breakfast. Even though we all live within yards of each other and see one another constantly, we still had a hankering to get together on a regular schedule to continue our lifelong conversation over coffee. While there, the women in my world advise me each and every week about how to run my life and how to write my column. And every week I nod my head, try to ignore them, and then do exactly what they say. In October last year, I traveled to Chicago on a business trip. Being out of Freeville really made me think. I'm pushing 50. I've seen the world, but now I'm living on the same tiny patch of land where I was born. I'm surrounded by people who are absolutely not impressed with me. They don't care that my syndicated column has 22 million readers, that I've been on the Today Show, that I've locked horns with Bill O'Reilly, or that my name was once used as a clue in Jeopardy. They remember what a jackass I was in high school. So on our wedding day, our 5 daughters stood up with us as witnesses to our union. It seemed like everyone in Freeville was present. And I took the opportunity just before we said our vows to look out into the congregation, locate the mighty queens in my life, and silently thank them. I thought about all they'd done for me and all they taught me They'd seen me through the roughest times, and now these wonderful women would share my joy. And most recent gift they gave me is the knowledge that each of us can have a